The real problem was never the thing you were trying to change. The real problem was the way you saw yourself and the way you see yourself. I think one of the biggest lies I believed for years was that my life would finally start when I became a different person. I thought happiness was waiting for me on the other side of becoming better. When I became more confident, when I became more attractive, when I stopped caring about what other people thought of me. When I finally became the version of myself I had in my head, then I would feel happy. Then I would feel proud of myself. I would finally feel like, okay, now I'm enough. But recently I realized something that honestly changed the way I look at personal growth. The problem was never that I wasn't becoming enough. The problem was that I was constantly treating myself like someone I needed to fix, like someone who had a big problem. Growing up, I was a very shy person. I was the type of person who would overthink what I said before I even said it. I cared a lot about how people saw me, what did they think of me. I didn't want to embarrass myself. I didn't want to take up too much space. And for a long time, I thought that was just who I was. I thought that's my personality. I am just a quiet person. This is who I am. But deep down, I knew I wanted more for myself. I wanted to be someone who could speak freely. I knew that I am made for something bigger. I wanted to be someone who could walk into a room without immediately feeling uncomfortable. Someone who trusted herself. So when I was younger, I decided I wanted to change that. And slowly I actually did. I pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I became more social, more confident. I became someone who could do things that the younger version of me never thought she could. And I am genuinely proud of that. But the interesting thing was, I thought that changing those things about myself would finally make me feel complete. And it didn't. Because even after becoming more confident, there were still moments where I doubted myself. There were still moments, and there is still moments where I compare myself. There were still moments where I felt like I wasn't enough. And I started wondering, if I changed the things I thought were the problem, why the hell do I still feel this way? And I think this is something a lot of people don't talk about. There is a difference between wanting to grow and wanting to escape yourself. Because from the outside, they can look very similar, actually. Someone who is working on themselves might wake up early, go to the gym, learn new skills, improve their life, all these things. But the reason behind it changes everything. Are you doing these things because you love yourself and you want to take care of yourself? Or are you doing them because you secretly believe that who you are right now isn't enough? Because if you build your life from the belief that you are not enough, you will never be enough. there will always be something else, a different achievement, more money, new trends, more attention, more validation, and the list goes on and on and on. You keep moving the finish line because the real problem was never the thing you were trying to change. The real problem was the way you saw yourself and the way you see yourself. Something I realized is that the person I wanted to become was never actually someone completely different. I actually didn't need to create a new version of myself. I needed to become more myself. The confident version of me wasn't fake. She wasn't, of course, some character I had to pretend to be. She was just me without so much fear. She was me when I trusted my decisions. She was me when I stopped needing everyone to approve of me. She was me when I allowed myself to take up space. And I think that's such an important thing to understand, because a lot of us think becoming our best selves means leaving behind who we are, but maybe it's actually about coming back to who we were before we learned to doubt ourselves. Now, I still believe in improving yourself. I still have goals. I still want to become a better version of myself, but I don't want to do it from a place of hating who I am, you know? I don't want to wake up every day thinking, oh, I need to fix myself, I need to fix this, I need to fix that, I need to become someone else, I need to finally be worthy, I need to look better, you know. And I think the healthiest growth comes from a place of respect, a place of I care about myself enough to build a better life. I believe my future is worth investing in. I trust myself enough to keep becoming a better version of myself and to become a true version of me. And honestly, this is something I'm still learning. I still catch myself sometimes thinking, when I achieve this, then I will finally be happy. When I become this version of myself, then everything will change. But now I try to remind myself the person I'm trying to become isn't waiting somewhere in the future. She is created by the choices I make today and now. If you've been feeling like you need to become someone else before your life can begin, maybe you don't need to completely change who you are. Maybe you just need to start trusting in yourself again.